Welcome, I'm Gargi Rawat and you're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV, the site to go to for all the videos and shows on NDTV. So let's take you through the top stories of the day, and we ask you every day which are the stories that you want to know more about. So the top stories, of course, Maharashtra. So Uddhav Thackeray made Maharashtra Chief Minister. Pawar Parivar over. From hotels to assembly, Maharashtra MLAs take oath. ISRO set to launch 14 satellites today, and spicing up dosas, running for president. So that is that little video that went viral in the US, and with Kamala Harris, who's running for president, and Mindy Kaling making dosa. So that was good fun. But anyway, of course, the big political story is Maharashtra, and today, finally, over a month after the election results were declared, all the MLAs were sworn in. Because remember, through all this drama, all these twists and turns that we've seen in Maharashtra, at the end of the day, many of them were first-time MLAs, so actually very excited, to finally be sworn in and become MLAs officially. So that took place today. Now, the big development, and tomorrow, Uddhav Thackeray is going to take oath as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. The first Thackeray, the first one from the Thackeray family to, take this position and become the Chief Minister and really lead the state. So let's take you through all the big stories concerning that. And the big story is Ajit Pawar. Now, Ajit Pawar, who surprised everyone, and if you're to believe what the Pawars had to say, surprised his uncle and the NCP as well, when he suddenly on Saturday morning took oath as the Deputy Chief Minister to BJP's Devendra Fadnavis. And remember, that threw everything into a tizzy. It was challenged in the Supreme Court, and then yesterday the Supreme Court actually ordering that Devendra Fadnavis take that oath, take that floor test today. And even before that, then you had Ajit Pawar actually stepping down. A lot of pressure, of course, was being brought on Ajit Pawar all throughout. You had leaders going and meeting him, you had family members calling him, you had his nephew saying that, come back to the family fold, and what are you doing? So finally, yesterday at 2:30, you had the breaking news that Ajit Pawar has stepped down as Deputy Chief Minister. What was very interesting is that on Monday as well, even though Ajit Pawar accompanied Devendra Fadnavis to the Maharashtra Assembly, to the Mantralay, he didn't actually take charge as Deputy Chief Minister. So that is something that did raise eyebrows, because remember, Devendra Fadnavis took charge. He signed on as Chief Minister. He signed off on checks for farmer welfare, etc., etc., held meetings, everything. Ajit Pawar was missing from a meeting. The Chief Minister's office tweeted a picture of Devendra Fadnavis taking a meeting, and there was an empty chair next to him. So it was all very curious to see, that Ajit Pawar hadn't taken charge as Deputy Chief Minister. And then, of course, yesterday, him actually resigning. Then you had all the drama of yesterday when all the MLAs from all the three parties of the Shiv Sena-NCP and Congress met at the Trident Hotel yesterday. And then there was even news that Ajit Pawar could arrive there. So that also was something which would have been another twist in this very twisted tale that we've seen in Maharashtra, that's taken so many twists and turns. But eventually he didn't arrive, though there were people there holding up placards saying "We love you, Dada," and telling NDTV Saurabh Gupta that he was brainwashed. That's why he went to the BJP, and even if you were brainwashed, you would have gone to the BJP, and so all sorts of excuses being made. But yes, this morning we were all treated to the visuals of Supriya Sule, and all eyes were on her. She was there bright and early. She was greeting there you can see, and greeting her cousin Ajit Pawar as well, and greeting all the MLAs. This ANI mic fell down actually, and so it caused a bit of confusion, because after this she bends down to pick up the mic, and everybody thought she touched his feet, but she didn't, even though it was reported about this is where they bend down to retrieve that mic. But anyway, so Supriya Sule was there greeting everybody. When NDTV asked her, "Are you very happy today? It's a very happy day." She says, "Yes, but with the happiness comes responsibility as well." And then she said something about, everything, there's some things you only see on the television. So indicating about, behind the scenes, other things may be happening. But anyway, what we do know is that Ajit Pawar went yesterday evening to his uncle's house, Sharad Pawar's house, and Supriya Sule was there. So there's been this reconciliation, though when we asked him that, "Are you back in the party fold?" He's like, "I never went anywhere, I never left, so there's no question of returning." Though, of course, it was being called Ghar Vapsi, etc. about Ajit Pawar. But the other twist is, or the other surprising news is, that Ajit Pawar is likely to get back his key NCP post after all this. He may just be the chief of the legislative party of the NCP. Now remember, Jayant Patil is the one who was elected to that post soon after Ajit Pawar's betrayal, as it were, on Saturday. And there was some, technical legal issues around this being the leader of the Nationalist Congress Party in legislature party, because there was this whole, details regarding whether the one who is the chief of the legislature party issuing a whip, and those who do not heed the whip, couldn't they be disqualified because he was selected as the chief. So that was if the trust vote were to happen, and if the BJP had been given enough time, and if there was no pro tem speaker, because a pro tem speaker does not have the powers actually to disqualify MLA. So that was all in the realm of speculation regarding Ajit Pawar's powers over NCP MLAs. And Sharad Pawar, of course, during that meeting that took place, that show of strength or MLA's parade that we saw on Monday evening, that time Sharad Pawar actually told the MLAs that do not worry, I will not let even one of you get disqualified, because there was this fear that if the next day Supreme Court, on Tuesday were to say that let there be a speaker the way the BJP was asking, and not a pro tem speaker, and given time for the floor test to take place, well then Ajit Pawar could have claimed that he was still the legislature party chief, and if they didn't follow his whip, which would have been to vote for the BJP, then he could disqualify those MLAs. So these were all the sort of possibilities that were being discussed, but of course none of it came to anything, because he finally did resign yesterday after that trust vote was ordered by the Supreme Court. So yes, and a lot of speculation about what role he would get, and whether he's been accepted completely. Again, things, as Supriya Sule said, seen on TV, but behind the scenes other things could be happening. So for all intents and purposes, some NCP leaders were like, all is well, he's back in the fold, it's all fine, but end of the day, he is a big leader as well. He's got a very strong following. A lot of MLAs also are very close to him. So possibly he is back as the legislative party chief in the NCP. So that is a surprise, because there was some speculation that he might be given a portfolio. Could he be back as deputy chief minister? We don't know. So again, we're waiting for more clarity on all this, and that would tell us the extent to which Sharad Pawar again trusts him or has accepted him after everything that has happened. Then editorials being written, this one by Priyanka Chaturvedi. As we all know, she's somebody who's in the Congress. She left the Congress, joined the Shiv Sena, and now she's a part of the Shiv Sena as it's in this alliance with the Congress and the NCP. And she has written an opinion piece about Sena shows BJP betraying allies comes at huge cost. So that's another issue that is being spoken about. Of course, here you have the Shiv Sena really digging in its heels, but the BJP's management of its allies has always been very tricky. Are they too arrogant in the manner in which they deal? There are issues going on between the JDU and BJP in Bihar as well. That's talked about. What happened with Chandrababu Naidu, of course, is well known. In the Northeast, a lot of the governments formed where the BJP is like a minor partner. So yes, I think they're more careful over there. But remember, the Shiv Sena was its oldest ally. It was the BJP's ally for 30 years now. So that has been quite something. And many people, say, why couldn't they have bargained better or, come to some understanding with the Shiv Sena? The others say that this was Shiv Sena's plan all along, that they were very keen to get the chief minister's post. Others talking about blackmail of the BJP, because end of the day, BJP had 105 MLAs, the Shiv Sena had just 56. So on what grounds were they demanding a 50-50 power sharing of chief ministership? So, but yes, clearly not being able to manage its allies has come at a cost here in Maharashtra for the BJP, losing this huge state. And here Ajit Pawar being welcomed by Supriya Sule and welcoming all the other MLAs as well. Really all eyes were on her, because remember, there's also talk of the succession battle and the tension within the NCP between Sharad Pawar's nephew Ajit Pawar or his daughter Supriya Sule. There's talk of Sharad Pawar being upset with Ajit Pawar for having, because reports got back to him about how Ajit Pawar speaks about Supriya Sule. So these are all the sort of things you hear from Bombay journalists. And so and some feel that now that succession battle has been clarified, though it's also gone now to the next generation. You have Rohit Pawar, who's a grandnephew of Sharad Pawar, who's won his election, and we've seen a lot of him there as the face of the family, and him reaching out to his uncle saying, "Come back." And then you have Parth Pawar, who is Ajit Pawar's son, who actually lost his election, and some feel that he was, somebody who also played a role in Ajit Pawar's tying up with the BJP. He was there during that secret swearing-in ceremony that took place on Saturday morning. So perhaps that succession issue also in going into the next generation as well, but. So we're not very sure how this will pan out, though Supriya Sule playing a very starring role in this morning in, when this swearing in was taking place, oath taking of all the MLAs was taking place. Now, another interesting story that has development that has emerged is a Shiv Sena leader has actually resigned from the party. He says he cannot, fathom he cannot go along with the Shiv Sena with its tie-up with the Congress, and he says it's a difficult decision, and with a heavy heart, my conscience and ideology does not permit me to work with the Congress. So this is the first sort of, I'm not very sure how big a leader this person was, this Ramesh Solanki, but he was a leader there in Maharashtra and Mumbai, and there you can see he had this picture with Ajit Thackeray. But yes, the first Shiv Sena leaders who's saying that I cannot stomach this tie-up with the Congress. So far, no one from the Congress has said too much, though of course Congress in other parts of the country have had some misgivings regarding this tie-up with the Shiv Sena. The Kerala Congress not very happy with it, about it hurting the secular credentials, and how they're going to navigate developments in the country in the days to come will remain to be seen, for which a lot of analysts and political watchers say what's going to be very important is that common minimum program. They're going to have to really, which is why it took time to thrash it out and then stick to that. This alliance is called the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, so they've come on this grounds of development and Vikas for the state, and that it should be their focus rather than getting tied down with little matters. And of course it remains to be seen whether what is going to happen going forward for this alliance. Remember Devendra Fadnavis, when he was resigning, described it as a three-wheeler with three wheels going in three different directions. So, but yes, one of the first indications about the priority, and everybody's been talking about farmer welfare, etc. And today you had a leader from the Shiv Sena. Let me just get his name here. He was, in fact, the leader. He was a minister in the previous government. That's Deepak Kesarkar. He was a minister of state in the earlier government, and he indicated that that possibly the bullet train project, which is a pet project of the Prime Minister's, it's a bullet train that's going to make the distance between Ahmedabad to Mumbai just 2 hours, that could get stalled because Maharashtra, he says, right now our priority is farmers, and we'd rather put that money, and it's some thousands of crores that Maharashtra too has to give to this project, that he's like, we'd rather not give that money to the project and put it into farmer welfare. So really, putting out what their priorities are going to be. And the indications were there earlier as well, with reports that the Shiv Sena would say that if it's such a dear project of the centers and of the Prime Minister, then you foot the entire bill. Why should Maharashtra have to divert its funds to a project that, let's face it, is going to mainly benefit Gujaratis? It's going to benefit from people coming from Ahmedabad to Bombay, because they're the ones in Mumbai who would want to come and make these quick trips. It's the businessmen who have to make these quick trips and all. So it's not being seen as something very beneficial for Maharashtra. So if the center wants to go ahead with this project that costs thousands of crores, it costs around 88,000 crore for this Ahmedabad to Mumbai circuit. Then they're saying that it's the center who should foot the bill, and we are going to instead use those thousands of crores which are supposed to go to this project. We're going to use it for farmer welfare. So yes, it does seem that project could possibly get stalled. Now, also the Uddhav Thackeray oath ceremony tomorrow is going to be taking place at the Shivaji Park, and they were very keen to have it at Shivaji Park, which is near the Thackeray residence. But it seems that the High Court has raised some concerns regarding security, and they're saying that this should not become a habit of holding swearing-in ceremonies where you have lots of leaders. It's a whole, you can imagine the sort of planning and security that is required when you're going to have leaders from so many different parties coming there for this, and a big ceremony at that, and it's going to be quite a nightmare to have it conducted in this park. So the High Court, they're saying that holding such functions at a public ground should not become a regular feature. But you can imagine it's going to be a massive ceremony. The first time a Thackeray is becoming the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, plus for after a very long time a Shiv Sena-NCP-Congress is becoming a Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So a big moment for them, and of course they want to make as much of it, though we do believe that Sonia Gandhi is not going to be attending that swearing in of Uddhav Thackeray tomorrow. So these are the big developments as far as the Maharashtra story go. Do remember to watch all of it on NDTV, and of course NDTV.com and YouTube.com/NDTV. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.